In our previous video, we discussed about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. And apart from that, we also discuss about the one chemical property of the metal, and that is its reaction with oxygen. So if you have seen my previous video, you'll come to know that the how metals reacts with the oxygen. I have provided the various metals to potassium, calcium, zinc, magnesium, iron. Okay, and out of this given metal, the potassium and sodium are highly reactive. It means they vigorously react with the atmospheric oxygen by start catching the fire. Even if you keep these two metal into the ice cold water, they react with that water. They react with the oxygen present in that water and start catching the fire. Let's begin with the next chemical property of the metal, and that is the reaction of metal with water. Basically, children, what happens when the metal are added to the water? Even it can be ice cold water or warm water, or there are some metals that can also react with the steam. So the same metals, for example, I have provided to you. For example, the potassium is there, sodium, magnesium, calcium, zinc, iron, as well as aluminum also. And if I'll tell you to carry out the reaction of this metal with the water, so what you will do? You will gradually add this metal one by one into the water. So first, we are going to add all of this metal one by one into the ice cold water. And let's see that which are the metals out of the given are highly reactive with the water. So for example, in the previous reaction, we learned that the metal like potassium and sodium, they are highly reactive with the oxygen. So is it the same thing for water also? Are they same reactive with the water also? So let's carry out the reaction. So for this, we are going to add the metal first into the ice cold water and then into the warm water and later on into the react with the steam. So let's carry out the reaction first with ice cold water. Yeah. So here is the board, children. Here you can see the reaction of the metal like potassium, sodium and calcium with the cold water. Children, you should know that the metals like potassium, sodium and calcium, they can react with the ice cold water. So for example, here we have water of 0 degrees Celsius, right? That is ice cold water. Let's add the metals one by one into the ice cold water and let's see what happens. So student, if we add the metal like potassium into ice cold water, it will start reacting vigorously with the ice cold water and form their corresponding hydroxides. It means when the potassium react with the water, it gives out potassium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas is evolved from this reaction. Remember this. When the metal reacts with the water, forms metal hydroxide and hydrogen gases evolve from this reaction. Children, if you have not completed your previous topic, that is the reaction of metal with oxygen, you go through that video first and take out the notes from that. If you have done with this, write down the second chemical reaction of the metal, and that is the reaction of metal with water. That how it reacts with the water, it forms the metal hydroxides and hydrogen gases evolve. Another metal such as sodium, When the metal sodium is added to the ice cold water, it also reacts with the ice cold water vigorously and form hydroxide of that corresponding metal, that is the NaOH. And also the hydrogen gas is evolved from the reaction. If you look at the equation is not balanced. Okay, so you can carry out the balancing for this reaction. You can complete in your notebook, children. Another metal such as the calcium. Metal calcium also reacts with ice cold water. And when it reacts with ice cold water, it produces its metal hydroxide, that is CaOH twice. And children, you know very well what is the chemical name for this substance. This is called calcium hydroxide. It is commonly known as lime water or slake lime, right? So it is also formed when the calcium oxide get dissolved in water. That is when the lime, or we can say quicklime, when it get dissolved in water, it also produces the slake lime, right? But we are not going to study this reaction right now, because this we have already done in the previous video, that when metal oxides get dissolved in water from the basic solution, and it is only due to the formation of metal hydroxides, right? So children, out of the given metal, out of the given metal, the metal like potassium, sodium, and the calcium, this metal reacts with the cold water. Apart from this, we have the various metals such as magnesium is also, zinc, aluminum, iron I have provided to you. If you will add this metal into the ice cold water, you will observe that there will be no reaction. So out of the given metal, only the three such as the potassium, sodium and calcium, these metals only reacts with the ice cold water. But remaining metals does not show any reaction with the ice cold water. Then in the next step, what we are going to do? We are going to increase the temperature of that water slowly. That is, make the water warm and now carry out the reaction for the remaining metals. So out of the given, the three such as potassium, sodium and calcium react with the cold water. Now keep these three metals aside and carry out the reaction with the remaining metals. And now you have the warm water, and let's carry out the reaction with the warm water for the remaining metals. And let's see what happens. So children, if we have the metal that is the magnesium, when we add this metal magnesium into the warm water, now how the water is? The water is warm now. Then you can observe the magnesium reacts with the warm water. It does not react with the cold water, but it can react with the warm water to produce magnesium hydroxide. And apart from this, the hydrogen gases evolve. Another metal such as the zinc, aluminum and ions, they are remaining from the given metal. If you try to add these metals into the warm water, they will not show any reaction. Okay, the metals such as aluminum, zinc and iron. This metal neither react with the cold water nor with the warm. Then what one can do? So for this, we can carry out the reaction of that water, of that metal with the steam, and how it can be carried out. So first of all, we have to generate the steam, and then we have to carry out its reaction with that particular steam. right? So remember, metal like potassium, sodium, and calcium, they react with the cold water. But the metal magnesium does not react with the cold water. But metal like magnesium can react with the warm water to produce hydrogen gas. Right? Now, children, these two metals, such as the calcium and magnesium, when we add this metal to the water, after some time, you will observe that this metal start floating on the surface of water. Now the question arises that why this metal start floating on the surface of water when we add them into the water. So it is due to the reaction of metal with the water produces hydrogen gas. And once the bubble of hydrogen gets stick to this metal start floating on the surface of the water. Because the hydrogen gas is very light, we know. And once the bubble of the hydrogen gets stick to the surface of this metal, they bring this metal on the surface of the water. And that is the reason you will observe that the metal start floating on the surface of water when we add them. Now, it doesn't mean that if you have a very much bigger piece of that particular metal and if you add it into water, it will also start floating. No. So for this, you will require small pieces of the metal, and with those also you can observe this phenomenon, right? So many times this question was asked in the examination that give reason why metals start floating on the surface of the water when we add them into it. So what is the reason for this, children? That the reaction of metal with the water produces hydrogen gas. And when the bubbles of the hydrogen get stick to the metal pieces, this hydrogen bubble bring these metal pieces on the surface of the water. And hence you can observe that the metal like calcium and magnesium start floating on the surface of water. Okay. Now, the metal like aluminum, iron, and zinc, they neither react with the cold water and nor with the steam. Nor with the warm water. Then how we can carry out its reaction with the water? Then for this, you have to generate the steam. Now I'm going to show you what is the experiment for the reaction of metal with the steam. So let's see. So children, if you look at your NCERT diagram for the reaction of metal with the steam, so what are the requirements for this activity? You will require one strand here, okay, for the support, right? Here we need clip for the attachment. Now you require a horizontal bumper tube. Okay, the bumper tube is quite bigger than the test tube. Okay. Now here you require a rubber cork. Delivery tube is there for removal of hydrogen gas. Okay, here we have the one beaker or any vessel containing soap solution, right? And here we have glass wool. This is the most important label for this activity. What is this? This is the glass wool. Okay. And here you have the piece of metal. And here the Bunsen burner is kept. At the diagram given in your NCERT, the same diagram which I have drawn on the screen. Okay. So what we are going to do in this activity, children, basically here you can see the Bunsen burner is kept and now the glass wool is getting burned, but actually it does not burn. This glass wool is previously soaked into the water, right? So what is there inside the glass wool? The glass wool have the water inside it. Okay, the water inside it. And when we start heating the glass wool kept in the test tube, gradually what will happen? The water present in that glass wool start vaporizing, and once the vapors will come in a contact with this metal kept in the test tube, such as aluminum, or it can be a zinc, or it can be iron. Okay, so the steam produced from the glass wool then react with this metal present in the horizontal tube, and the reaction start. So when the steam reacts with a metal like aluminum, zinc and iron, there is again the production of hydrogen gas takes place. Now you can observe the hydrogen gas is coming out of the delivery tube, and you can easily observe the formation of the bubbles of the hydrogen from the soap solution. If you will bring the burning matchstick near to this bubble undergoes combustion. Okay, they burst with a popping sound. The basic difference between the reaction of the metal with the steam is the reaction produces metal oxide. Remember, children, the previous reaction of the metal which we have done with the water. The metal like sodium, potassium, and calcium, they react with the ice cold water and produces hydrogen gas. But what is the product formed in the solution? That is the metal hydroxides. Okay, that is in case of NaOH is formed. In case of potassium, KOH is formed, potassium hydroxide. In case of calcium, CaOH twice is formed. If you carry out the reaction of magnesium with the warm water, again the same product is formed, that is hydroxide, metal hydroxide. But children, when metal react with the steam, metal hydroxides are not formed. Metal oxides are formed. So this is the basic difference when the metal react with the ice cold water and warm water, and when the metal react with the steam. कभी कभी ऐसा भी क्वेश्चन आता है कि differentiate in between the reaction of metal with warm water and reaction of metal with a steam. So basic difference आप वहां पर क्या लिखेंगे? When metal reacts with the water, that is cold water or warm water, the metal hydroxides are formed. And when metal reacts with a steam, metal oxides are formed. But what is common in both the reaction? That both the reaction produces hydrogen gas. Okay, now let's see with steam. So children, here is the equation that how metal react with the steam. So for example, here I have metal aluminum. When it reacts with the steam, it gives out metal oxide. So aluminum oxide is Al2O3, and the reaction also produces hydrogen gas. Yeah. If the metal iron is kept in the test tube for the reaction with the steam, children, in this equation, if you write the state of the water, you have to write G here, okay? Because the water is in the gaseous form. Okay, the water is in gaseous form, so remember this. Now, the reaction produces, children, magnetic iron oxide. Remember this. The reaction produces magnetic iron oxide, that is Fe3O4, and hydrogen gas is evolved. बहुत बार बच्चे क्या करते हैं, ये जो प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म हुआ है यहाँ पे गलती से बच्चे ये वाला प्रोडक्ट लिखते हैं Fe2O3, ये नहीं बनेगा. Why this product is not formed, children? Because this is not a reaction with the oxygen alone. This is the reaction with the steam. So first the FeO is formed, which further react with the Fe2O3, and the ultimate end product of the second reaction is Fe3O4. So Fe2O3 is not formed in this reaction, rather Fe3O4 form. Fe2O3 is not formed. This is not formed. This will form. Okay. So remember this difference. क्योंकि बहुत बार बच्चे ये गलती करते हैं, Al2O3 जैसे हमने ऊपर लिखा है वैसे Fe2O3 लिख देते हैं. So this should not happen. Okay, remember this. When the metal ion react with the steam, the magnetic ion oxide is formed. That is Fe3O4. And what is common in all this reaction? The reaction of metal with the water. Okay, even the cold water is there, or hot water is there, or the steam is there. What is common in all the reaction? This all the reaction produces hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. Now, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस में, इस टाइप के टॉपिक में कभी कभी एक क्वेश्चन ऐसे भी आता है कि why hydrogen does not undergoes combustion, or why heat is not produced when the metal like calcium react with the steam, react with the water. Okay, not a steam, it can be a cold water or warm water also. Why the hydrogen does not undergoes combustion? कभी कभी क्या होता है कि जो moderately reactive metals होते हैं या फिर least reactive metals होते हैं, जब ये metal water के साथ react होते हैं तब हाइड्रोजन तो प्रोड्यूस्ड होता है, राइट, बट वहां पर हीट जनरेट नहीं होती है. एंड समटाइम द हीट इज आल्सो जनरेटेड, बट द हीट इज नॉट इनफ फॉर हाइड्रोजन टू कैच फायर. ओके, सो कभी कभी कैसे होता है, मैं आपको एक सीक्वेंस में बताती हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे पास हाईली रिएक्टिव मेटल है, लाइक पोटेशियम है, सोडियम है. जब ये मेटल आइस कोल्ड वाटर से रिएक्ट होंगे तो वहां पर उनके हाइड्रोक्साइड्स फॉर्म होंगे सॉल्यूशन में, और साथ में हाइड्रोजन गैस इवॉल्व होगा. अब ये वाली रिएक्शन इतनी विगरस है और ये वाली रिएक्शन इतनी ज्यादा हीट प्रोड्यूस करती है कि हाइड्रोजन कैन इजीली अंडरगोज एक्सप्लोजन. क्योंकि ये हीट जो इवॉल्व हो रही है इस रिएक्शन में, ये इतनी इनफ है कि ये हाइड्रोजन को बर्न कर सकती है. जब जिंक रिएक्ट होता है, राइट, एसिड के साथ, वाटर के साथ नहीं, एसिड के साथ, तभी भी हीट जो है ये लॉट ऑफ अमाउंट में जनरेट होती है, एंड दैट इज इनफ फॉर हाइड्रोजन टू कैच फायर. बट ऐसे कुछ मेटल्स है जब ये वाटर से रिएक्ट होते हैं तब करस्पॉन्डिंग प्रोडक्ट्स तो फॉर्म होती है, जैसे कि उनके हाइड्रोक्साइड्स हो या फिर वेरी लीस्ट रिएक्टिव मेटल जैसे कि हमने अभी डिस्कस किए, लाइक जिंक है, आयरन है, एल्यूमिनियम है. जब ये रिएक्ट होंगे तो ये ऑक्साइड्स प्रोड्यूस करेंगे और साथ में हाइड्रोजन भी प्रोड्यूस्ड होगा. बट नॉट इन ऑल द रिएक्शन हाइड्रोजन can combust. It can undergoes explosion. It never happens for the metals which are very 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 less reactive. हाइड्रोजन तब प्रोड्यूस होगा बट उसका एक्सप्लोजन नहीं होगा when we will bring a burning mastic or burning candle near the bubbles of the hydrogen or near the mouth of test tube. Now why this is so? हाइड्रोजन तो है बट ये इसका एक्सप्लोजन क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? जब हमने मेटल सोडियम और पोटेशियम लिए तो एक्सप्लोजन हुआ, और जब हमने लीस्ट रिएक्टिव मेटल या फिर द मेटल्स बिलो द पोटेशियम एंड सोडियम लिए तो कभी कभी ऐसे नहीं हुआ. तो ऐसा क्यों नहीं हुआ? बिकॉज द हीट जनरेटेड इन दिस रिएक्शन इज नॉट इनफ फॉर हाइड्रोजन टू कैच फायर. जैसे कि कैल्शियम, जब हम कैल्शियम को आइस कोल्ड वाटर में ऐड करते हैं तो कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड फॉर्म होता है, हाइड्रोजन गैस भी इवॉल्व होता है, बट ये हाइड्रोजन गैस का एक्सप्लोजन नहीं हो सकता when we will bring burning mastic or burning candle near the mouth of the test tube. Why? because the heat is not enough for hydrogen to catch fire in that case. Okay, so ये भी question आता है that when the metal like calcium when react with the ice cold water, why the hydrogen does not undergoes combustion? Why it does not undergoes the explosion? Because the heat is not enough in that reaction, right? One more thing you have to remember in this topic is the difference between when metal react with the ice cold water and warm water and when the metal react with the steam. So what is the basic difference? When metal react with the ice cold water or with the warm water, the metal hydroxides are formed. And when metal react with the steam, such as the metal like iron, aluminium and Fe, then the metal oxides are formed instead of forming metal hydroxides. And what is common in both the reaction that both the reaction produces hydrogen gas. Okay, so this is about our today's lecture. In today's lecture we discuss about the reaction of metal with water, that how metal react with the ice cold water, with the steam and with warm water. And the conclusion of this today's lecture is that not all metals can react with the ice cold water. Even not all metals can react with the warm water. So those metals who do not react with the cold water and the warm water, they can react with the steam but produces metal oxides. Okay, so this is about our today's lecture, children. Now if you have any doubt, you can start asking your doubt.